Go fly a kite to supersize your business. What the heck? How can flying a kite help me grow and build my business? Well, here's how. Go fly a kite is an American slang idiom, usually from about around the 1940s. It's attributed to being used. And it means, go away, leave, stop bothering me, quit pestering me, leave me alone, get out of my face, go jump in a lake. There's all kinds of expressions that we use, at least here in the United States, to tell people to bug off, pee off, F off. It seems that over the last several decades, the way we express ourselves has gotten to be very exclamatory, I guess. Yeah, exclamatory, expurlative, whatever the proper term is. But it means that we don't always tell people to go away in the nicest possible way. Now, there are times that we want people to go away from our business and leave us alone. As we're trying to build and grow our business, we don't want certain types of people involved in our business. Sometimes when we're first getting started, and even when we've been in business for a while, we attract the wrong type of customers to us. Now, I grew up in the era where the customer is always right, and I actually believed that for a while until I had enough experiences with customers that were so off the wall, so outrageous, so ridiculous in their thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and expectations that I changed my belief and my feeling that the customer is always right. If we're believing in our businesses that don't get me wrong, we always treat our customers like gold, because if it weren't for our customers, we wouldn't be in business. But every once in a while, we will attract the wrong customers to us, or we'll take on customers for the wrong reasons. Maybe we have a scarcity mentality for a while, or maybe something happens in our business and we lose a big customer, or they go to a competitor, or they switch the direction of their business and they don't do business with us anymore, and we get a little desperate and we take on someone that we shouldn't have taken on. Now, it's not their fault, but how we separate ourselves from them. We don't just go tell them to jump in a lake. We don't tell them to go fly a kite. We just don't tell them, hey, bye-bye, we're firing you as a customer. We're not going to deal with you anymore. You can do that, but that's like burning bridges or burning the boats. You might want to do that, but you might not, because you never know down the road when things might change, and they might be your ideal customer. They might be the perfect person that you want to work with. So whenever we let a client or a customer go, we want to do it in a way that is win-win for both of us, right? So whenever I've let a customer go and a client go, and I have learned to not fire, but fire bad clients, right? Or clients, they're not bad, nobody's bad, but clients that aren't a perfect fit for me and my organization, what I'm trying to create in the world. And I do that by finding them someone that's better suited to meet their needs, solve their problems, and serve them. You don't have to do that. That's going above and beyond. But why would you want to burn a bridge and get rid of somebody? And there's always a good way to do it and a bad way to do it. We could do a whole workshop on how to let customers go, knowing that they're not always the right one for you. Now, another way that we need to protect ourselves and protect our businesses in order to grow and scale and supersize our businesses is sometimes we actually hire someone or involve someone in our business, maybe a vendor, maybe not, so it works on both ends of our organization, right? Maybe somebody that we're purchasing from or we partner with for a project turns out not to be a perfect fit for us as well. Well, how do we deal with that? How do we terminate an employee? How, when, why do we terminate an employee? Those are really important questions, not from the legality standpoint, although that's a consideration, but because it's the right thing to do. We always want to treat people, no matter who they are, even if they're not a fit for us, the way we would want to be treated. If you had somebody you were doing business with, or if you had an organization you were working for, and you just got fired out of the blue, now this is like a bad example because millions of people have just gotten let go out of the blue due to COVID-19, and that's totally different, right? When something happens that's outside of everyone's control, I don't think it stings or hurt as much as when you're terminated for reasons that feel more personal than work related. So if somebody is doing their job and they're doing a good job, you have to remember to separate personalities and characteristics from the skill set and the job that people are actually doing. I've seen so many cases where people have gotten fired because other people didn't like them. They were doing an awesome, terrific job, but they didn't fit with the organization. There's a good way to deal with that, and there's a bad way to deal with that. Yeah, you don't want anyone in your culture that is causing disruption in a negative way or that's undermining the success and the credibility of your organization, but you also just because somebody's a little quirky and different, you want people that are quirky and different in your organization. You want people that think differently and have diversity in your organization, or you get this group think and you make bad decisions and somebody will swoop in and wipe you off the map because you're all thinking in step formation and nobody is actually looking at what's going on in the industry and the environment and the business, and you're forgetting to serve people at their highest possible level. So terminations, we could again do a whole day workshop on how to properly let people go from your organization. I've been personally terminated at least a handful of times in my career because I'm pretty old, so it was bound to happen, right? Plus, I'm a little controversial and I am a little different, and so sometimes I haven't fit into a particular environment, a particular organization. And usually it's because I've changed over time. It's not that I didn't fit ever in that organization. It's just that as I've grown and changed and developed in my skills and abilities and thinking, sometimes a place that was a good fit for the situation and the time over a couple of year period ends up being no longer fit anymore. Hopefully that's how we advance in our careers and in our businesses, and that people will come in and out of our organizations maybe for a time. Very few people are going to come into our businesses and stay for their entire career or stay forever. The days of the lifelong employee are pretty much over. I think they disappeared 4 or 5 decades ago, along with the pensions and the reasons that people would stay and be loyal with an organization. Not only are businesses like to blame the employees and blame people, but people are not the problem. They're just a reflection of what's been going on in the systemic changes of business and how business works. Once businesses weren't loyal and didn't support and nurture and add value to people anymore, they started to move from organization to organization. I was a perfect example of that. Grew up in a time when that whole education system was still teaching us, go to college, get a degree, and then get a good job and work there for 30 years and get a gold watch. Well, that paradigm had changed decades before I went to college and got my degree. And I think at the time I graduated from college, they said the average employer, the average person would have 12 different jobs and careers in their lifetime. And I am definitely an example of that. I think I've had like 27 different businesses that I've been involved in. And lost track of how many jobs I've had. I'll have to count that up one time and just remember, because it's been well over 12 different jobs and employment situations I had in my career. So go fly a kite. There's a good way to tell people to go fly a kite to get them distracted and away from you so you can do what it is that you want to do, and there's a bad way to do that. I say always do things the way that you would want to be treated, treat people the way you would want to be treated, and if we do that, it's going to be good for them and good for our business, and it'll be win-win. Because guess what? How you treat one person is how you treat everyone. So if you treat one person badly in your dealings with them, no matter what, even if you feel like they're not a fit and that they deserve to get terminated, how you do that shows everyone else exactly who you are and what you want, whether you want them to see that or not. It shows who you are in your organization. That's it. I would love to know your experience with getting people to bugger off, however you say it, wherever you're from. Share those in the comments below, because I think it would be fun to have a whole big list of the different ways to get people to go away or leave you alone. That's it. Have a fantastic day. I'll be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it to grow and build and scale your business right now? Take care.